Welcome back to another episode of DCS, the training for the A-18 Hornet. We're going to finally get into motion with this episode, with this session for the taxi and takeoff. So let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial and get up in the air.
In this lesson, we are starting in an up and running Hornet, and we will learn how to taxi to the runway and take off. Before we taxi though, let's set up a few more items that we did not cover in the cold start lesson. Press spacebar when ready. During low light operations like this evening, place the landing and taxi light switch in the up-on position. Now, set up your position, formation, and strobe lights as you desire. The formation lights, or slime lights, are low-intensity green lights that aid in close-in formation flying. Position lights are red and green lights that mark the left and right sides of the aircraft, and the strobe are two flashing red lights on the tail. When done, press spacebar.
I'll play around with those another time. We need to move on.
Time to set up your internal lights. The instrument dial controls instrument panel lighting. The console dial controls the lighting on the left and right consoles. The flood dial illuminates the forward section of the cockpit, and the chart dial controls lighting of your lap area. The lights test switch will test all cockpit warning and caution lights. The warn caution dial allows you to adjust the illumination of those lights. The mode switch allows you to select default internal lighting for day, night, and night vision goggle use. Experiment with these and press spacebar when ready to move on.
Oh, so that's daytime, that's nighttime, I guess, and that's PG? Night vision? All right, well, we'll leave it at nighttime.
On the altimeter, rotate the pressure setting knob with the mouse wheel to set an airfield pressure elevation of 29.90 atmospheric pressure. Press spacebar when it's set.
So that adjusts this number over here, is what it looks like. Up and down. They want 2990. So, yeah.
To steer the Hornet when taxiing, we will use the nose wheel steering, or NWS, by pressing the S key, or the NWS button on the control stick. When engaged, as indicated by the NWS indication on the bottom right portion of the HUD, rudder inputs will steer the aircraft left and right. When the NWS button is held down, nose wheel steering high, or NWS high, is enabled and allows a tighter turn radius. This is quite helpful on a crowded carrier deck. Press spacebar to continue. He's talking about this notification right here, so I'm guessing if I hold the S key down, it'll change to high. So now it says high. Oh, I guess we just have to hold it down and it'll do it. But while we're holding it down. Okay, that's cool. To get rolling, slowly increase the throttles until you have forward movement, but do not exceed 75% engine RPM. Press Z to steer left and X to steer right. Taxi forward to the runway directly ahead.
Or if you have rudder pedals, you can use your rudder pedals to steer. Having gone through real pilot training for general aviation, I can tell you that you also have to worry about wind.
Keep taxiing forward and practice both normal NWS and NWS high steering.
You have to worry about wind, and you have to adjust your aileron control based on where the wind is coming from. The idea is to prevent your aircraft from being flipped over because the wind is coming at you from a direction that lifts the aircraft up. So if you turn the controls towards the wind, it prevents you from being flipped over. I don't know if that applies to fighter jets, but I have to imagine it does.
Entering the runway by using the toe brakes at the top of the rudder pedals.
Oh. Hold on just a second. I don't know that I was trying to use my toe brakes and it's not working. So let's look at my access commands here. I need wheel brake left. And it'll be my okay. Brake right. Okay. Oh, I gotta fix it. They're backwards. I don't know why. Is there a reverse option in here? It's tune. Okay, invert. Okay. Tune axis combo, invert.
Before entering the runway, arm the ejection seat by moving the ejection seat safe armed handle on your right in the down position so that the armed label becomes visible. Also, tighten your restraints. Check left and right for traffic.
Arm your restraints? Or arm the ejection seat by moving the ejection seat safe arm. Oh, this one here. To the down position.
Increase engine RPM and enter the runway. Once on the runway, align the aircraft down the center line and come to a halt on the 25 runway heading marker. Press spacebar to continue.
You're new to aviation. The runway numbers are based on the heading that you're facing as you're sitting on the runway. So we are facing 025 degrees. No, it's 250 degrees.
On the right DDI, confirm that the stab position is set to 12 for both stabilators. While holding down the wheel brakes, increase engine RPM to 80% and check that the temps on the IFE do not exceed 800 degrees Celsius. In a Hornet, you always take off in Afterburner. Release the brakes and push the throttles all the way forward to full Afterburner.
Okay, sorry, I can't look at things while he's talking to me. I can't process things and try to do things at the same time. So it says on the right DDI, confirm the stab position is set to 12 for both stabilizers. I'm thinking... Okay, stabs are both set to 12. I don't know how to change that if it's not, but it is, so that's fine. So now we can go into full after. All right, so I'm holding the brakes down with my toes, because as you can see here, holding the brakes down with the toes, and we're just going to go full afterburner and release the brakes, and we'll take off. Moving. Using the rudder to keep my... it's a little sensitive.
As you roll down the runway, keep aligned down the middle with very small rudder inputs.
Yeah, small rudder inputs.
Keep a small amount of backstick,
I haven't flown in a while.
and the Hornet will automatically rotate and fly off the runway. Raise the landing gear by moving the landing gear control handle in the up position.
I'm just going to press G.
Then, raise the flaps by setting the flap switch to the up auto position.
Okay, I actually do need to go in and adjust my hotkeys for things because I like to use my joystick for those settings, gear and flaps and all that.
You have just taken off in a Hornet.
All right.
You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key.
Well, that was a nice, quick, easy lesson. All right, well, we were able to take off in a Hornet. Hopefully I will try to go ahead and adjust my key settings for those things so that I could just adjust those on the joystick. But for now, we're done with this lesson. And so I'm going to go ahead and process this, get it uploaded, and we'll move on to the next one. So see you in just a little while. Thanks, guys. See you later.